Welcome, dear students. Now, today we are going to start with the new chapter, that is chapter 3, Advanced Features of MS Excel. But before we start, let's have a quick recap of the previous chapter, chapter 2. Now, in our previous chapter, we have learned about database, that what is database, that is the collection of data. And then we have also learned about field and record. Now field is a column in a database, whereas record is a row in a database. Then we have learned about forms, that how we can create a database by using forms. After creating database, we have also performed many functions or actions on them, like sorting, filtering, advanced filtering. So all this we have done. In case if you have any doubt, you can check the video again or contact me. Now today we are going to start with the next chapter, that is chapter 3, Advanced Feature of MS Excel. Okay, now what you see on your screen are the different types of charts. You may have seen them in newspaper, on TV channels, right? Even in maths you create column charts and bar charts. Now today we are going to learn that how we can use insert charts in Excel and how data can be represented in a form of a chart. So what is a chart? Chart is an effective way to display data in a pictorial form. As you can see here, we can see different types of chart: column chart, bar chart, pie chart, donut chart. So they are the different types of charts. Now before we learn how to create chart in Excel, let's understand the different components of a chart. Now, the y-axis or the value axis is the vertical axis used to plot the values. You have also done this in maths. You create x-axis and y-axis when you draw graphs, right? So here in Excel, y-axis is called the value axis, which is the vertical axis, whereas the x-axis is known as the category axis, which is the horizontal axis. Now, we use axis titles. Whatever we are going to plot on x and y axis, that is known as axis titles. So these are basically the headings given to the x axis and y axis. Okay. Now here, as you can see, that we have inserted student's name on y axis and marks on y axis. After this, we will learn what is plot area. Now the plot area is the area between the x-axis and y-axis where you are going to create your chart. That is the plot area. Now next is data series. Now here what I have done, I have used a column chart. So data series is basically a set of data that is representing different values. You can use it with in different colors, or you can even use the same color. That we will learn how to create and how to format after this. After this, we will next see what is the chart title. Now here you have to write what this chart is depicting. Now here we are depicting what? The marks scored by students. So you can write that here in the chart title. After this, next is the legends. Now what is this legends? Legends basically is the color and pattern and symbols that are assigned to a data series. Now here you can see that record for Amit is in red color. Then for Tia it is in yellow color. For Ram it is in blue color. So all these symbols, small legends, will depict that the colors which are representing the data. Our next part is your chart area. All this include everything, including the plot area, is considered as the chart area. There is one more thing, that is grid lines, which we will see when we will insert charts. Now here you can see the commonly used charts like column chart, line chart, bar chart, pie chart and donut chart. Let's see them in detail also. Now this is a column chart. Now here you can see that name of the student is plotted on x-axis, whereas the mark secured by them is plotted on y-axis. Now column chart is a commonly used chart type to display data in a form of a vertical bars. It is used to show changes in data over a period of time. Now the main thing that we have to note is that in column chart, categories are represented on the horizontal line, that is the x-axis, and value is represented on the vertical line, that is the y-axis. Now, this is a bar chart. A bar chart displays data in a form of long rectangular rods, also called bars. Now, they are placed vertically or horizontally. Now, the main difference between a bar chart and a column chart is that in a bar chart, the categories are represented on the vertical axis, that is the y-axis, whereas values are represented on the horizontal axis, that is the x-axis. Now, if you see that in the column chart, the category axis was on x-axis and value axis was on y-axis. Now, here it is reverse of that. Now, this is a line chart. Line chart is in a form of lines. It is very similar to plotting a graph on a graph paper with its values on x-axis and y-axis. A line chart uses connecting dots to display the data over a period of time. As you can see here, that the dots are joined from the marks scored of the child from one subject to another subject. This is a pie chart. Now, pie chart is a circular chart divided into sectors, where each sector shows the relative size of each value. Like here you can see there are 4 sectors representing different values. This is a donut chart. Now, this chart shows the relationship of part to a whole. As you can see here, that all the marks of the students are there in 3 different concentric circles. So, it is basically a donut chart where all the marks, all the data is represented in a form of concentric circles, or it is divided into different sectors in a shape of a donut. Now we will learn how to create a chart. Here you see I have already entered a data, a record for 4 students and the marks secured by them. Now we will insert a chart. To insert a chart, we will go to the insert tab. In the insert tab, here you will see there are the different types of charts. Already here, like column chart, bar chart, you can have line chart. So we will insert the chart. But before we insert the chart, we have to select the data. So select the data and then you go to this chart option. Now here you see there are the different type of recommended charts. You can go to all charts. Here we will see there are different column chart, line chart, pie chart, bar chart. Suppose I want to insert a column chart. Click on the column chart and click on OK. When I will click on OK, the chart will be inserted. So this is how you will insert a chart. Now, after creating a chart, we will learn that how to insert different chart elements. Now, you see here is your chart. Now, in this chart, you want to insert the different chart elements. Now, there are 2 ways to insert the chart element. One is here, as you can see, this option. This is your chart elements. You can insert the charts in this chart by clicking on this option, or you go here in the design tab, this add chart element. From here also you can directly insert the chart elements. Now let's see how we will do it. Already you see axis is there. Now axis title, we want to give axis title. Now what is this depicting? This is depicting the marks. So you simply type here marks. Now here also axis title we want to write. We write here name of students. After inserting axis title, now let's insert next part, that is chart title. Just right now there is no chart title. We can place the chart title above or in center. So I will just place here the chart title and insert the chart title. Now after inserting the chart title, now what is next? Let's see from here again. Data labels. Now you see already the data labels are there. When you click on this, the data labels are there. Now how you want to place these data label? In the center, inside end, inside base. These are the different options which are available. Even with the data call out you can place. Suppose I write inside center, inside end. So it will be placed like this. Like you can see the data is there inside end. After this, the next thing that we will be doing is data table. Now this is whether you want to even show the data table along with the chart. If you want, see here the table which was here is now coming here also in the chart. So but this will make it more complex to understand. So let's off it. But if you want, you can have it. Then is the error bars. These are the bars, as you can see they are coming here. They are showing you the error bars. We'll just remove it. Now we'll come to the grid lines. These are the grid lines that you can see, the light transparent lines at the back. If you don't want, just switch it off. If you want, just click it on. Legends are these colors which are there, as you can see. Now you can even click on whether you want them on the right, you want top, you want in the left. You see different type of placing is done for the legends, that how you want the legends to be. Let's have it on the right side. Here it is. Okay, or even in the bottom we can have it here. That's all with the basic chart elements. Now after inserting the chart elements, now we will learn how to format a chart. Now to how to format a chart, either we can do it from here. When you select on a chart, you get this chart format option, style and color, or you can go here in the format tab. So from the format tab, you can also format the chart. Now let's learn how to format. Now in the format tab, you see here first it is written the chart area. Now how you want to format the chart area, just click on here, then select the color that you want to fill in the chart area like this. Then you can even give the outline to the chart area. If you want to change the outline style this way. So we can have we can format the chart area. Now after chart area, let's go to the next component, that is chart title. Now this is chart title. How to format the chart title? You can change the font style, you can change the font color, you can even go to the shape fill option and can fill any color in the background like this. So this is how you can format the chart title. After chart title, then we'll go to the horizontal axis, that is this axis. Now how you want these to be written? You can format the alphabets like this. Now it is not clear, so let's have a font which is more clear. This is okay. Now you can even have the outlining. If you want, from here you can select the line that you want. See the x-axis, you can make it thick. Same as we can now again click here, again go to format, again you can have this axis title, name of the students. Now how you want this to be, you can simply click on bold if you want to make it bold, or you want to make it italics. So all these basic formatting can also be done on this. Now next after this we go to the before going to the legend and plot area, let's go to the value axis. This is our value axis. You can increase or increase the size. If you want to increase, you can make it bold. You can even change the font style if you want to change, like this. All this can be done. Again, click on it. You will get only these format and design tab when you will click on the chart. So go to the format tab again. From here we'll again go to the vertical axis, title. This is the title, marks. Let's give it uniform the way we have done for the category axis and make it little big in size. Now after this, the next that we are going to do is the plot legends. Let's go back to the legends. This is here, you see the legends. You can even format this writing part by changing the styles. Then next we have the plot area. This is the plot area. If you want to change the color of the plot area, go to the shape fill option and you can have any other color. Then even you can have outline here if you want to have an outline of this area. All these effects can be applied here by just clicking on it. After plot area, now let's look into the series, like the English series. You see here I have given blue color. You want to change the color, so go to the shape fill option. Suppose I want to have a maroon color, so all the bars which are representing English marks are changed into maroon color. Then again let's go here and have the maths, the next series. Now here again I change the color, I make it green. You can even select the colors from more fill color option, this window. From here also you can select the color. Then let's go to the last option, change here also. You can directly change from here also. When I click here, I can directly change the color from here also. Instead of going from this format tab, you can even change it directly here. So this is how we can format the chart. You can even format the data tables, these the values which are written inside. Now in case if you want to increase the size, just increase the size of this data. You can make it bold, or you want to change the color, you can change the color also. Suppose I want to change it to yellow, I can make it yellow. Same as for others also. Suppose you want to have same for all, so you just press the shift key and just select it like this. And again I can change it. Suppose I want this yellow, this also I want to be yellow, so you can change it. So this is the way we can format a table. You can even insert a picture as a background. Now how to do it? For that again I go to suppose chart area. Now chart area I have given a yellow color. You want to have some picture in it, you can go to the picture option. The window will open. From here you can select the picture, whatever pictures are saved on your computer you can select from it. Let's see, suppose I take this background. See, the picture that I have taken as a background is applied here. So this is how we can format a chart. You can change the appearance of the chart by formatting it. Now there are more simple ways to format the chart also. By going on the design tab, there are already some default options given. You just have to select the option and chart will be formatted in that way. What I have told you right now before this was a personalized way, that how you want to format a chart. But there are some already given settings that you can select from here and format your chart in that way. Suppose you want to change a chart. Now understand this. This is my chart. I want to change the chart. This is a column chart. Now I want to change it to a bar chart. How can I do it? Here in the design tab, you will see change chart type. When I click on this, it will again open this menu, this window. From here, I click on bar chart and I click on OK. So what will happen? The same chart is now converted into a bar chart. Now again, let's change it again. Again, go to this. Now I try, let's say, a line chart. I click on the option, any one of it, and click on OK. See, my same chart is converted into a line chart. Now let's convert it into a pie chart. Here it is, pie chart. Now what you will notice that in pie chart, it only represent one type of value, like it is representing marks of only one subject. It is not representing marks of all the subjects. Now which subject it is representing? 45, 35 and 48. So it is representing marks of English only. Whatever is the first data available, it is representing that. Let's convert it into a donut chart and see what happened. Where is it? Here it is in this option, also in the pie chart only. See, here is the donut chart. Now what is the difference between a pie chart and a donut chart? Donut chart represent more than one data series, whereas pie chart was representing only one data series. So this way we can simply convert any chart into different types. You can format them, you can change color from here also. These are very simple step by simply clicking on it, or the way I have told you previously, simply select and change the color from the format and design option. Now, after learning how to format a chart, how to insert all the chart elements, now there is one more thing that we need to know, that how to change the value of the value axis. See, this is the value axis. If you have noticed, I have not given these values 0, 10, 20, 30. Excel automatically creates the value for the value axis looking into the data entered by the user. Suppose you want to format these value, you want to change these, then you have to simply click on the value axis, right click, and you will get a menu here. From here you will see format axis option is given. When you click on format axis, a window will open here on the right side. Now here you can see the minimum is 5 and the maximum is 100. You can change it. Suppose you want minimum to be 0 and maximum value to be let's say 80. So what will you see? The minimum value is 0. Once you done the formatting, minimum value is 0 and maximum value is 80. Like this you can change the y-axis. You can even change the gap. Suppose this is giving a gap of 10. You want to increase it. How will you do it? Again, click on the value y-axis and click again on format. Suppose let's change it to, I make it 60 again, and the difference between the units, suppose I want, here it is taking 10 units. Suppose I want to make it let's say 5 units. So what will happen? See, it is taking the difference of 5, 0, 5, 10, 15, 20. This way you can change the values of a value axis. Now we will learn about combo chart. Now what are these charts? We have learned different type. We know that there are different types of chart: column chart, bar chart, line chart. Now combo chart is basically a combination of two or more chart types in a single chart. Instead of creating different charts, you can combine two charts in one chart. So this feature, you can plot two or more set of values to show multiple types of data. Now let's learn how to create a combo chart. Now after all this, now we will learn how to insert a combo chart. As you know that combo chart is a combination of two or more charts. I have already created a data here with two main values. I want to plot a chart for salary and for the incentive given to the employees. Now, how will I do it? First, you select both the data series values on which you want to create a combo chart. After selecting it, go to the Insert tab. In the Insert tab, again here in the chat group only, you will see there is this Insert Combo Chart. When you will click on it, it will give you different options. You can select the default options or you can click on the Create Combo Chart. Let us take the simple default option. When you take a default option, see here is the combo chart. You can format it. Salaries are shown as a column, whereas incentive is shown in a form of a line. You can simply format it by clicking on any of the design option that is available here. You can even explore the different format options that we have already done beforehand on a simple chart. You can even format a chart, combo chart, using all those values. Now next that we are going to learn is spark lines. Now what are spark lines? These are the mini chart that fit into a single worksheet cell to provide the visual representation of the data. Now there are three types of spark lines. One is a line, as you can see here in the given example. Then another one is a column, and third one is a win and loss. So these are the three type of spark lines. These can be used to analyze trends in a data, that whether it is going up, down. So such trends can be visualized by using spark lines. Now let's see how to do it. Now how to create spark lines. I have already entered data here. You just simply select the data on which you want to insert the spark lines. Go to the Insert tab. In the Insert tab, you will see here it is spark line given. When you click on line option, it will open a window here. Choose the data that you want to for which you want the spark lines. I already the range because I have selected from B2 to E4. It is already given here. Now location, where do you want the spark lines to be drawn? Suppose I write here, I want it here in the cell, suppose H. So how will you write the cell address? You have to give dollar sign, then I write here H, then again I give dollar from H to, and then again put a colon sign, and again dollar H, and then dollar and 5. This is 4. So we will write 4 here and click on OK. When you will click, you see here in the H column, you are able to see the spark line type of a spark line. Understood? Now let's same way, let's have another also the next type of spark line. Let's go on Insert, go to a column type. Again we can give a range here. Now here I will give the G. So dollar G, $2, then sign of a colon, and then again dollar G and dollar 4. Click on OK. So here you will see you have a column type of a spark line. Now let's enter the last one also. Again select the data and go to Insert tab and insert a win loss type. Again I click here, again type the address dollar, let's say F dollar, so 2, then then colon sign, again dollar F, and dollar 4. Click on OK. See, now here you can notice that wherever I have given a negative value, it is showing a red column, and below the 0 axis. When you plot a graph, you have y axis and x axis. So x, it is normally 0 in the corner. It is showing a negative value, so it is going below the x axis. Goal seek is a feature that helps in determining input value needed to achieve a specific goal. Now, for example, to make it more clear, you can understand it through this example. Suppose you have secured 35 marks in PT1 out of 40. right? So 60 marks exam of half yearly is there, which is coming on. Now you want that the total marks in that subject you are you are able to score is 90. Now 35 you have already scored, so how much do you score from 60 to make it 90? That is the goal seek, that is the goal that you want to achieve. So this is the feature of goal seek also, that it determines that what should be the value to attain this goal. Now let's understand it with the activity, that how it is done in Excel. Now here I have already entered the data. First we will find the percentage. Now how will we find the percentage? We are going to use a formula equal to, where is the total? The total is written here in E2. So we will write E2 divide by total marks. Let's say the total marks is 200. Then multiply by 100. So we'll find the percentage by applying a formula. Just drag the formula like this. So we got the percentage for all the students. Now suppose I want to change the marks of this student in Hindi, because it is very less. So how much should I increase to make it 150? Suppose my target is to make it 150. Now how will I do it? You have to go to data tab. In the data tab you will see that there is this what if analysis given in the forecast group. Click on it and click on goal seek. When you will click on goal seek, a window will open. Now, what is my target? I want to change E5. So, I want to set the value for E5. This is E5. Now, what value I want to set? Suppose I want to set, let's say 150. Now, I will have to specify which value should I change. Should I change the marks of Hindi or I change the marks of English? I will change the marks of Hindi as they are already very less. So the address is D5. So I will write here D5 and click on OK. You see, they have changed the marks of Hindi to make the total 150. Let me do it again. I'll do it again. Suppose again go to the goal seek. Now I want to make let's say the marks of Mary, third student, I want to make it 160. So how much should I increase? So I again click here. The total for Mary is written in E4. So I will write here E4. Now the value I want to set as 160. So I put 160. Now which marks do you want to change? You want to change the marks of English or you want to change the marks of Hindi? I will change here for Hindi. So Hindi is in D and 4. This is the D4. I've written this and click on OK. See, it is automatically changed and the total is 160. So this is goal seek, where we can determine that what input value we should get to achieve the desired goal. Now here the goal was to get 150. So the input for Hindi should be 60. The goal here was 160. So the input for Hindi was here 71. So this is how we perform goal seek. Now we will learn how to group worksheets. Now what is group worksheets? That you can you can group these worksheets and you can enter common data. Suppose I want to enter data in these worksheets, so I can group them. So how will I group them? You have to hold the shift key and then select on the sheet. Right now the sheet for 7th C is selected. I can click on 7th B, hold it, then I click on 7th D, like this. So all these sheets are selected together. This is how we group the sheet. Now suppose I want to enter a data here. I enter that this is attendance record. Right? I have written here this. Let me ungroup it now. Click on any sheet to ungroup it. Now you see when I click on 7C, it is written here, and 7th B also it is all written here. How come it is here? Because I have grouped the sheet. So whatever I have entered on 7th C sheet is automatically here on 7th B also. So this is the advantage of grouping a worksheet, where you can enter data simultaneously in 2, 3 and more worksheets. Now we will learn how to consolidate data. Now consolidate data is basically combining the data of the multiple worksheets. Now how we will do it, as you can see here on sheet 1, I have the sales for the first quarter in the year 2019, and on sheet 2 I have the sale of for the first quarter in 2018. Now I want to add the data of both the quarters. So what I have done, I have created a sheet here with the name consolidate. Now here I want the total in this cell, that is B5. This is the area where I want the total. So what will I do? Click on the data tab, and in the data tab you will find this consolidate option. Click on this. When you will click on it, a window will open. Now what do you want? You want to, which function do you want to use? There are other functions also. Suppose I want to find the sum between both the values. So I click on the sum. Now I go to the reference. Click on the reference. After clicking here, you go to the sheet, you go to sheet 1. From sheet 1, you select the data range that you want to add. See, the address is already written here. After the selection is done, click on add. It will come here. Now what I want to add sheet 1 data with sheet 2. So I click on sheet 2. In sheet 2 also the same data I will select. This is the data which I want to add. Click here, and this is my sheet 2. Click on add. Now both the data that I want to add, the data is there. Now I click on OK. When I click on OK, see here in my consolidate list, the sum of data from sheet 1 and 2 will automatically appear. You can see here, this is sheet 1 2000, here it is sheet 2, and here is my consolidate data. Okay, that is how we are going to consolidate data. Let's understand it. Let me undo it. And let's understand if we want to have some other function. Suppose I click here and I again click on consolidate. Now instead of sum, I want to have a maximum value. That what is the maximum value? Now my address is already here, the reference is already here, so I am not adding the reference again. Click on OK. Now you see that from sheet 1 and sheet 2, it has picked up the maximum values and put here. So this is how we can consolidate data in 2 or more worksheets.